I actually found one of the old Kray ones that you did years ago that you sent me. Fantastic one just like the cross with Ron Kray and Reg Kray on and all that, you know.
Yeah.
And I thought, we've had visits. We've never actually spoke about the Krays ever, right? Even on visits, we've never spoke about it. Like when you first met Ron. When did you first meet Ron? Was it Broadmoor?
No, fucking Parkhurst, 1975.
Parkhurst, 1975. What was he like then, Charlie?
I was on the unit with Ron and Reg in 75, and didn't you hear about the first time I met them?
No, because obviously that was like what they got sentenced in. They got arrested 68. They got sentenced in 69, but I never really heard about like anything like with you and the Krays. I've read a couple of stories, but
Listen,
what were they like?
The first time I ever met them.
Yeah.
This is a funny story. This.
Yeah.
I just arrived in Parkhurst, 1975. And they put me on the special unit. Everyone on the special unit was doing life, all barring me. I was only doing 7 years.
Yeah.
But I'd been on a load of roofs and taking hostages. So they put me on there just to see how I'd be on there,
Right.
Anyway, when I've arrived on there, they was all banged up. So they put me in my cell. They said, what we'll do with you, we'll leave the door open and let you settle in because we'll be opening the lads up in about half hour. I said, all right, nice one. So I'm cleaning me cell out, as you do.
Yeah.
And I'm always on my hands and knees looking in the little holes and the cracks just in case there's a blade in there or drugs or money. Once I found a £50 note, Anyway, so I'm cleaning my old cell out. And I've heard the keys and the boots, and they're all opening the doors,
Yeah.
And then I've heard a tap on my door. But before I said anything, I could smell it. It was boiling hot coffee. And coffee in 75 was a bloody luxury, believe me.
Yeah.
So I said, hey, who's that? So he's walked in, he's got a big jug of boiling hot coffee in one end and a packet of chocolate digestive biscuits in the other end. Double bubble luxury, that. He said, do you like chocolate biscuits and coffee, son? I said, fucking hell, not half. He's put them on the table, put his hand out. I'm Reggie Kray. So I've given him a hug. I said, God, fucking nice one, Reg. Heard so much about you. Privileged to meet you. He said, I'm 2 cells down. If you need anything, come and see me. I said, nice one, Reg. Fantastic, mate. So I'm sitting in my cell, ducking these chocolate biscuits in my coffee. Big smile on my face. I fucking couldn't believe it,
Yeah.
Next minute, another tap on my door. Oh, yeah. He's walked back in. He's got a battery-operated record player, pile of LPs. He said, do you like a bit of music? I said, cool, not half, Reg, thanks, mate. He said, no, I'm Ronnie. And that was my first meet with Ron and Reg.
Oh, it's amazing that, like. I mean,
fucking hell, mate, but listen to this, that's not all. I knew from day one that Ron was mad because I could tell by his eyes,
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we had a lot in common, because we both suffered a little bit with unpredictable behaviour.
Yeah.
Now, when he left, I was looking at all these LPs, Shirley Bassey, Cliff Richard, the Rolling Stones, the Small Faces, Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, and every one of them sleeves of the LP was signed to them.
Wow.
And I often wonder whatever happened to them LPs.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, aye.
They must be worth thousands. I guarantee some dirty fucking screwmate had them.
What were they like mentally in there? I mean, were they starting to adapt to being long-term prisoners? Because I mean, they'd been in five.
They'd been away then 69, 7. They'd been away 6, 7 years then.
Yeah.
Reg was seriously into his fitness. I used to spar with Reg because we had our own gym on that unit.
Yeah.
I used to spar with Reg and work out with him. But Ron was a little bit He was on a lot of medication. He was like in a dream world, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know, he was in a dream. But you never knew what Ron was going to do. He used to have explosive moments.
Yeah.
I'll always remember, on a Sunday, we used to have apple pies and cream extra over from the kitchen because with us being a little unit, we used to get little treats now and again.
Right.
And it was my job to sort out the apple pies and a big... Do you remember them great big tin teapots on the building sites?
Yes, yeah.
Well, we used to have one of them on the unit. I used to make a big pot of tea, get these apple pies. Anyway, I've collected the apple pies from the gate where the kitchen's brought it over.
Yeah.
Put it on the hot plate. And as I've gone away to sort something out, when I've come back, all the fucking cream off the top of the apple pie is missing. But you could see where the cream's been. Some fucker has taken all the cream. Anyway, there was a geezer on there, a black geezer called Williams.
Yeah.
And he was a Londoner, and he was doing 18 years for an armed robbery. 18 years in the 70s was a bloody big sentence, believe me.
Yeah.
Now, no fucker liked this geezer, and the reason they didn't like him is because he was a fucking animal. He really was a horrible cunt. And he used to walk round the landing spitting on the floor. And I pulled him, Ron pulled him, and loads of people pulled him. Said, hey, don't be spitting on the floor. We've got to fucking live on this unit.
Yeah.
You know, none of us like being in prison, but come on, be a bit fucking hygienic. But he wouldn't listen, you know. So no fucker spoke to him. So we plotted up for the next Sunday, and we're all in Freddie Saul's cell. Freddie Saul killed the copper in Blackpool on a jewellery robbery. And we're all looking for the side of the door. I put the apple pies on the hot plate, as I always do, and I'm shot in the cell, and we're all in this cell looking for the gap of the door. And it was Williams. He come out, and he's looking round, checking everything, and then his fingers got on the top of all the apple pies and took all the cream and eating it. We've actually seen him do it. Anyway, Ron wanted to stab him up there and then, but Red says, no, fucking no, let's do this fucking sorted out proper. So what's happened then, we've drawn straws. Whoever gets the smallest straw is going to do him up, right? So, now bear in mind, all these lads are doing 30 fucking years and what have you. I'm doing 7 years. Yeah. I don't mind knocking the geezer out, but stabbing him to death, that's something else, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, it's a bit heavy. So, what's happened? I've picked my straw. I was sweet. No names mentioned, but the geezer's picked his straw and he wasn't sweet, so he's got to do it. So Ron's got this fucking tool. Where he's got it from, I don't know. It's got to be 8 inches long. It's like a great big metal screwdriver thing embedded into a lump of wood. So we're all watching this. It's unbelievable what's happened here. We're all watching this. This Williams geezer is getting filling his flask up at the hot water boiler. This geezer who will remain nameless.
Yeah.
He's gone up behind him and stabbed him straight through the neck, and he's come out the other side of his neck. And he's dropped his flask, the geezer's walked off, and as this Williams has turned round, you could see the tool right through his fucking neck. And there was blood coming out of his nose, out of his ears, out of his mouth, and he's just gone down. It was so fucking funny. But it was like looking at... Do you remember the monsters?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
They called him the Lurch.
Yes.
Do you remember him? And he had a bolt through his neck.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he fucking looked like, this cunt. Now, they're taking him to hospital. He survived, but no one ever saw him again.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was all over... fucking cream on top of the apple pies. What a liberty, wasn't it?
Little things like that which happen in prison, though, isn't it?
Oh, massive. But I remember when Johnny Patton from Luton Town, doing a 12, he was 12 years in Parkhurst. This would have been in the 70s. He fell out over half an ounce of old Oban tobacco with a geezer called McGee. I remember this like yesterday. And in the dinner queue, Johnny Patton stabbed this geezer in the back. Well, before McGee hit the floor, he was fucking dead. He was actually dead. And all the lads were stepping over him to get their dinner, as if he was a sack of potatoes.
God.
Them days, mate, nobody groused up. Nowadays, you'd have hundreds of cons running in the office.
Yeah.
Fucking dirty grouses, mate.
Fascinating, the twins. Like, were you in there for long with them, though? Did they get shipped out?
No, I only survived there about 6 months. I ended up doing the governor there and got moved out. And then, what happened then, I went on the merry-go-round again, up to Durham and fucking Winchester, Wandsworth, Winson Green, Brixton. I went all over the country, and when I went back there in 78, Ron and Reg were then in the hospital wing. And I ended up getting 2 GBH charges, got certified mad, and I went to the asylums. Then in 1979, Ron followed me, and Ron ended up in Broadmoor. I then done 5 years in Broadmoor with Ron, and then when I come back to prison in the 80s, I ended up doing a year in Gartree with Reg.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I first visited Reg in Gartree, and obviously I used to visit Ron in Broadmoor. He was a different character in Broadmoor, I bet.
Oh, yeah, fucking hell, mate. Hey, whether people like it or lump it, Ron was the governor, mate, in Broadmoor.
Yeah.
Always had his best suits on, his nice little rings and his watches and his beautiful ties. He was the daddy, wasn't he?
He looked the business, didn't he?
He looked the business, yeah. He looked the fucking... I'll tell you what, I've got some memories. When we have a drink one day, we'll have a talk about it. I've got some brilliant memories, mate.
Yeah.
Absolute brilliant. Honestly.
Amazing.
And I was in Franklin Prison in the Seg block. I'd just come in off the exercise yard doing me training. And I'm in my cell having a strip wash. This is 95. And someone shouted me through one of the cell windows, Jazz. I said, what? I'm having a wash. He said, quick, come to the window. So I've come to the window. He said, fucking Ron's dead. I said, who? He said, Ronnie Kray. I said, you're having a fucking bubble, ain't you? He said, he's dead. I couldn't, fuck it. Honestly, I cried, mate. I did, because I'd lost my best mate.
Yeah.
I've lost my best mate of ever, because he stood by me all the way through. Charlie and his mum, Violet, used to send me parcels in, trainers and tracksuits and books. They stayed loyal to me all the time, the twins, mate.
Yeah, they did.
Sad day.
Yeah, Comic Relief Day that he died, so he had the last laugh.
Oh, was it Comic Relief Day?
Yeah, it was in there.
I never knew that. Fucking hell, I never knew that, Red Nose Day.
Yeah, that was it.
Right. Fuck me, you couldn't make that one up.
You couldn't.
I never knew it was Comic Relief Day.
Aye, unbelievable. But he died young, really, when you think about it. But he was always smoking too many cigarettes and that, man.
Well, all I can say was, it was an absolute fucking privilege to do a bit of time, spend a bit of my life with them two fellas, because it don't matter what done outside, it's none of my business, but inside, they were both fucking good men, mate.
Yeah.